Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I want to make another New Year's resolution, or quite a few actually, for 2024. And that revolves around what I experienced this past couple of weeks. So I'm recording this on December 28th. School is out. I teach at, this is Phoenix College. I shot a couple of other videos in the other school that I teach at, Grand Canyon. And next semester, there's another school that I'm going to be teaching at. And I've been out for a little bit over a week now. And something I noticed, so you guys may have seen that I've been really busy with my art projects again. And there was another art show among some other things that I'm doing at the moment, right? I did some titanium art, some more alloys with bismuth and tin, right? I showed you guys the new secret formulation. I don't want to tell you guys the alloy just yet because I'm still working on it. And even though I've been kind of busy, and another publication that I'm working on for an AI for the game of Scrabble, even though I've been really busy over the last couple of weeks, one thing that I really, Peter, liked about these last couple of weeks is I got to sleep on my own timetable. I got to eat on my own timetable. You see, I'm a recovering binge eater, you know, and sometimes what really trips me up in terms of my eating disorder is that my work doesn't allow me to just wait until my body calls for food and to eat, right? Ditto with the sleeping problems, right? I can't just go to sleep whenever I want to, and it's really frustrating because it pigeonholes my creativity, and it pigeonholes good blood sugar levels for me to do my best work. It really does. It's not just, oh my God, I want to be healthy. No, it's that I want to have more flow in my work, right? Having to force myself to eat when my body doesn't want to, or vice versa, or sleep when my body doesn't want to, or vice versa, really pigeonholes the output that everybody else can get out of me, right? Whether it be the students, whether it be the people who buy my art, and all that. And so I'm really going to have to think hard about another career pivot over the next year that will allow me to be more flexible with that, right? It's not so much, I can't think of any student that I, Peter, dislike. Even the ones that give me a lot of heck, right? Wanting extensions, wanting to reschedule. It's not so much the student. I can't think of a colleague or a boss that I, Peter, dislike. In fact, this past year I've been strategically dealing with a lot of these people, even sometimes not listening to crap from these people, right? So for example, my boss wants something that's nonsense, I just let it flow right off, right? Don't even listen to it. So I don't, Peter, dislike any of those people. I can't say I, Peter, dislike the culture either. The only thing I, Peter, dislike is all the pigeonholes of when I could eat and sleep and stuff like that, right? Here at Phoenix College, I'm more or less accepted for my relationship status and all that. That's not a big problem. At GCU, it's a little bit of a problem. They're very religious and all that, and there's still traditional marriage, and you know they have a little bit of a weird view on some things, right? Marriage and I hate to say the word here, but childbirth issues, right? So that could be a little bit tricky. But even then, I haven't run into too much problem there, right? I just have to pretend to be looking for somebody, right, instead of being happily solo sexual. To be honest, I do want a life partner in life anyway, just not a romantic one, right? But over at GCU, you got to be careful not to share that because they might have a little bit of a difference there. But see, I don't, Peter, dislike any of that, right? So I'm going to have to think hard about a career pivot. The other thing that I may have to pivot is I don't mesh very well with people here in Phoenix. Thankfully, at both schools, I do kind of mesh well with the culture, but as soon as I step out of the campus, that's why I love to record videos here. As soon as I step out of the campus, oh my God, people, I'm invisible. I tried to go to multiple board game meetups, and for some reason, I have a hard time just just meshing in there. These are very established people. Some of these people have lived in Phoenix for multiple generations. And I was doing some Googling about some cities that are more fluid in terms of people entering and leaving, right? I thought about the Salt Lake City area. I did go there a few times to a few various stargazing events, and I did feel a much more of a sense of being able to mesh in with the culture there. The problem is that, again, religious differences, right? I don't think I would be accepted for being solosexual as much over there compared to here in Phoenix, but at the same time I could mesh in with people. So the other problem is the weather, right? This time of year is normally pretty depressing for me, but at least here in Phoenix it doesn't snow. Well, actually, here in Phoenix, it's the summertime that really kills me, right? So it's difficult to say. In an ideal world, I'd have more time to go away when the weather is not conducive to me, right? I so much wished during the summer this year, it got up to 100 degrees, 110 degrees. I so much wished I could have traveled somewhere else, right? So that's another thing that I'll have to think about, right? My art career, I'm going to change my goal. Last year, you guys may have remembered, my New Year's resolution for 2023 was to accumulate 6 tons of bismuth. I chose 6 tons for a couple of reasons. First of all, the number 6 is very lucky for me because I did so well with everything when I was 6 feet away from everybody else and all the dramas in life when we were working remotely and I sat in front of a screen and nobody got to judge me for the way I lived my life, right? And I wasn't commuting somewhere, so I had more flexibility when I could eat or I could sleep. I did so well when I was 6 feet away from everybody else, so that's one reason. The other reason was I did a little bit of a back-of-the-envelope calculation. I was trying to estimate how high bismuth could go when all the dust settles, right? Right now, bismuth is artificially cheap just compared to historical levels. And I was trying to calculate how much I would need in order to retire. And I took the low end of how high I thought bismuth was going to go, and I calculated 6 tons was just about right. So I made a goal to accumulate 6 tons of bismuth. I end the year with a little bit under 3. But you know what? If I had 6 tons of bismuth, and bismuth actually does go where I think it goes, it's not like I want to retire. No, I want to network more with the art projects, and like I said, if I could make a full-time living out of the art and do it at whatever hour I want, to be able to eat when I want, be able to sleep when I want, not be pigeonholed by rules of the workplace, right? So for example, another big problem that I routinely run into is that body posture issues, right? Sometimes I had a difficult time with not here at Phoenix College, but I was working at an SAT prep center, and I had spent the day on the road that morning because I had gone out to see a lunar eclipse the night before. I went to Ellensburg. Now I was back in Seattle. Long story short, I had already sat in the car for 5 hours, and I had a student who was going to be here for 2 hours, and then another student, and I was going to be sitting down for another 6 hours again. I really wanted to stand up for a couple minutes. I got to the tutoring center about 20 minutes before the start of the first student. There's a desk that's about this high. I put my computer on it, I plugged it in, I was working on something else, and I decided to stand, and my boss says, oh, you could sit over there. And I didn't want to sit down, but at the same time, I didn't want to argue with him. I had just started that job. It really wasn't my place to make noise, so I just ignored him. I just kind of put my headphones on and all that. He was persistent. He tapped my shoulders. There's a seat over there. I still ignored him, but he made me uncomfortable when I had to sit down. I was so upset about that. See, when I do my art projects, nobody will do that to me, right? If I want to sit, if I want to stand, if I want to do it with whatever body posture I want, right? So naked, with clothes on, whatever, right? I don't have a dress code to operate with. I don't have a posture issues, and I can eat whenever I want to, right? You get the idea, right? That's what I really love about the art career, right? Too bad I can't really make it my full-time career just yet, right? But I'm hoping to get there. One thing that I do want to work on with my art career is I have a terrible time with the pricing. I can make the best art piece, and as soon as I take it to the art show, my biggest dread is somebody asking me how much I'm selling it for. I know, it's so weird. I mean, Uh, in a previous life when I was tutoring, that was also my biggest dread, people asking me my rate. And when I was tutoring, I would often think too hard and then say a low number, and then the student or their parents would be very happy with it, and I would kick myself. I don't tend to kick myself when I say too low of a number with my art, because I love making it anyway. The sooner I sell it and turn it over, the sooner I take the money to buy more metals, buy more materials, and make more. So, plus right now I have way too much to store comfortably anyway. So I tend not to kick myself when I say too low of a number. It tends to be the other way, right? I kick myself when I say potentially too high of a number and people walk away from it, right? So it's just weird altogether. So I need to get better at that, get better at networking with the right people. I'm having a difficult time with networking here in the Phoenix area, obviously. Ideally, I move somewhere where I am accepted for who I am, meshing with people, and if the weather there is not conducive to me 365 days of the year, be able to travel a little bit during the times when it's not, right? That would be the ideal situation. And especially if I make a full-time art career, I can make art when I'm on the road anyway, right? It doesn't have to stop when I travel, so the vacations won't be as costly, right? All right, and more importantly, be able to eat when I want to and sleep when I want to, when my body wants to, right? Not be pigeonholed by commitments, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.